Testing. Okay, there we go. We have a microphone. You know, there's a reason why whenever I used to stream... Where is that coming from? Never mind. There's a reason why when we used to cast LAN events, I was never involved in anything technical because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I think we're live. I think you can watch this. So we're about to find out as I'm desperately checking the stream. This would have been great for me to have a dual monitor setup, but when you are a filthy casual like myself, it's harder to do. Or less so harder to do, more just that I'm an idiot. But I think we are live. I'm looking into chat, on Twitch chat. If you can tell me if everything's working, that would be fantastic, and then we can get this underway. We did go through a stream test yesterday, and somehow in the period between yesterday and today, I have completely managed to mess this up. So, okay, you can hear me? That's good. Alright, at least, at a minimum, we can be heard. Whether you can actually see anything, we're going to assume that you can. I think I can see that. And we're good to go. Believe it or not, this is the first, since the inception of Twitch, this is the first tournament I've ever casted on my own channel. So, that's always a first. It only took 10 years. I'm not refed, so I can't go free float mode, so we're just going to do all in first person. Anyway, we're underway. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's QuakeCon. Feels incredible to say that again after a great many years. We have Wolf versus KiH. Wolf, less known as a brand name than KiH, who have been around through RTCW and ET, and have a lineup of just all legends, starting with Askingen, Malman, Ozzy, Serum, Sil, and Feta. All of those have been around a long time, and we're on board with David, the more famed for enemy territory than RTCW. He's got the sniper up on the hill, looking across over towards that Axis base, and now we can go free float. Here we go. And we'll stay on board with these KiH players as they try to go over towards the beachfront. We have FFE down on that door, and no one's going to get anywhere near it for a few seconds. And he's lining up. Oh, suddenly a few moments of nostalgia just kind of come across. Seawall door planted. Malman probably not going to risk jumping on over there, as he's waiting to see whether any of the allies will hop on over the fence. And he nudges his way through. He is someone, but isn't going to do anything about it. Just sit back and wait. We'll have some... well, one engineer did try and make it over the wall, but not to do. Lots of allies dead. Snipers covering everything on the door, and we have Mouse waiting for that dynamite to blow before he charges on in to try and grab that flag, which with 2 seconds to respawn he does, and the allied team are now safely through phase 1. Feta trying to nail down, I think it was Jin, but a combination of he and Sil did get that kill, and now David with that sniper will probably soon switch up. There's not a lot of the Axis team showing for him in that upper base area, but he does still have Zerum with a sniper. I can't work out... Oh, and Askingen. We saw Zerum with a kill with a sniper a second ago, and Askingen has one as well, who I'm probably butchering the Swedish pronunciation. KiH self-kill, are they still running two snipers? They are still running two snipers after that self-kill, and we'll move on through. There's... Allied side now down. 3 medics going to try and make their way up through the low area, past the kind of death hole, and will go underneath that Axis respawn, charging through is Jin. Jin gets one, but there's Zerum with a double Panther, and he will clean out Silent and Jin, and that will just about shut down this attack. You see Nova coming around, taking down his fellow Belgian Sil, and David is... Where is David going? David is going all the way down towards the documents, and there's no Axis that we saw down there with him. Collects those documents, and you did hear that grenade blow a second ago. There's the Panther from Zerum, and David will go absolutely nowhere. And you see these Access defense recovers. A little bit loose over the upper base, I will say, as they take control. You see Enigma waiting through with the Panzer. Is he going to go for the docks, or is he going to try and make his way across towards spawn? Looks like he's going to go away and not be a factor here as Malman gets him. And now we'll see Jin and David go through. They move on in. It's 3 kills for the Wolf side, who push through and will make their way in. Seeing a lot of familiar names showing up in chat, which is fantastic. Now we see Jin getting sandwiched in the Axis spawn. Going nowhere. Axis with 3 on the spawn side. Resetting here for this allied respawn, we'll see the Wolf side with at least 4 players going long, and they'll make their way up and in towards the back. Is there an Axis player there? The Panzerfaust from Enigma just rattled off into the radio room, and David and there's 3 allied players are up top. They're guarding almost as if someone's about to collect the docks. Oh, they do have it. They in fact have the docks with Nova. Completely missed that. Triple support fire kill from Malman, though. Says goodbye to half of the players. Nova has the docks up the top of the back stairwell. Axis player comes charging on in. It's Osmosis, and he's going nowhere. Ozzy picked off there, and Nova with plenty of health to play with and ammo, so he's happy to just sit at the top of these back stairwell, waiting for those allies to come in. You saw those 3 players go up, try to escape him there. Askajan and Feta are in the radio room. And there are allies now slowly making their way over towards their document carrier in Nova. Jin is there, trying to make sure there's no one there. Axis have pushed forward and claimed that before bunker. That will isolate these Wolf players out. We follow Jin as he tries to make his way around. He's got Nova right behind him as well. And the 2 of them are going to make their way through to try and go the short way. But waiting for them was Astrogen. Astrogen took down Jin, but I don't know whether he saw Nova. Nova's been revived. And the 2 of them now going to make their way up the short stairs. We've got 3 minutes and 10 left on the clock. And it's Astrogen again trying to reclaim the short route. Astrogen again gets the better of his man. Nova, though, stays well out of harm's way, and those docks remain safe. So probably fine if we try and scan through across to find Nova. Nova sits in the, I don't know, locker room, whatever we call this, and will make his way up the back. And we now see the Wolf side regroup. 2 minutes 45 to go. Wolf with the docks short, and I'm loath to leave Nova here as the 3 Axis self-kill, and we have a full respawn from KiH. Feta picked off for a long spawn, but courtesy of Enigma's Panzer, but do we leave Wolf? I was never a good observer. As we go all our way up to the radio room where there are Ozzy and Zerum and Malman all waiting. There'll be some Axis out there trying to search for either the flag to push out and push them back, or to try and find Nova, but Malman there, and Axis like haven't seen Nova in a long time. And 2 big kills coming in from KiH. There's a Panther! Drop down! Can he get to the documents? No, he can't! And he'll move his way with those documents all the way up. Nova charges on in and set a time of about 6 minutes. And from dock to clock, he probably had it for about 2 minutes and held through. What is the time that was set? It was 5:58. Nice job from Wolf. And they've taken this and they've set us a time to play with. Now, we're not playing kind of traditional ABBA on one map. We're going to play, we're going to move across after this map to Frostbite, which is our second. And so, dynamite planted. Just so you know where we're going next. Anyway, whilst we wait on players to ready up, a big hello to some of the old names that have come into the chat. We've got Pansy there. We've got Pen. Wow, I haven't seen Pen's name in a long, long time. And a good, and Crab. Wow, a good bunch of old names from the game. That, you know, I was chatting to a friend yesterday saying this is a 19-year-old game. It's kind of incredible to think where you were 19 years ago when this was released. I was about 15 years old and a complete little shit. Some things haven't changed. So, you know, love for the game and being a complete shit. Allies, we're just waiting on a few players from the Wolf team to set up here, and then we'll get ourselves underway. It's just kind of incredible that after all this time, this KiH lineup seems like it has been the same for forever and a day. Whenever there is an opportunity to wheel these guys out, they all come out in force. No one's dropped. I mean, obviously the very first iteration of KiH had a few other names on there, but in the KiH that has played both in RTCW and ET. They've maintained this core. Anyway, while we're waiting on Wolf. Yeah, there were many an ET shoutcast that would happen midweek for Eurocup, and I would be checking. I just remember casting and checking the Chelsea score at the same time, and always updating chat. Oh, Chelsea are losing again. And that's pretty much the same that goes on now. All I need is some Pringles and Diet Coke. We're underway again, and Wolf ready to go with KiH one more time. Here we go on Beach. 6 minutes to beat, or 5:58 to beat. Panzerfaust does the kind job of just dismantling that fence. And there's 2 Axis support players tossed out. FFE is on the beach door. Ozzy is in there and is trying to make his way to get the dynamite planted, which he does before he is quickly eviscerated. We'll see whether there's another dynamite going to go down. There is. Spectator mode in RTCW leaves a little to be desired, not going to lie. As that dynamite should fade away. Yes, the Allied medical will not get there in time, and in fact will be grenaded, and the Gib will come in as well. Dynamite will blow on the seawall on the first side, though, as the Axis side lay themselves up and get ready to go. We have sniper and support fires doing their job for the Axis defense, and for the Wolf side, that's a minute successfully passed. Dynamite goes down on the other side. Now we'll see Ozzy try and make his way in to collect the forward bunker flag. He does exactly that without any harm done, but still has 13-15 seconds to hold on to keep that allied spawn and keep it there, but has plenty of reinforcements coming through as the fire rains down in towards the trenches, and Ozzy will toss on over a shot or two, and you can see Zeren with that sniper. I remember living in fear of playing KiH. Players like Zeren with their sniper were just... they were awful. We would get absolutely destroyed by it. And you just wonder how it was possible that I was so bad with a sniper and he was so good. Then it turns out I was so bad at many things at the game. Anyway, we set on to the second stage. Axis waiting on a push up the top side. And the KiH side will now move in, but quickly on a long spawn if they all go down here as well. 3 of them massacred. Panzer goes in to finish off the Gib. That's 3 players out for a while for the Allies, and Wolf just creating a perfect little sandwich there. There is someone going through the radio room. It's Feta. Feta gets the kill. He's got no ammo and he's got no friends, but somehow is managing to pull off a few headshots along the way. Meds himself up, has half health, will toss that grenade, which I think his opponent is expecting. Doc's going to be collected by Feta, and he has, only 20 bullets to get between here and the radio room. But nevertheless, the distraction will be enough. If you're that Axis defender, though, you're probably just going to leave him here. You know he's got nowhere to go. It's Jin. Jin also only has perhaps a Luger, but has reinforcements coming in. Jin versus Feta, Luger to ACP, and 3 other Axis players swarm on in. And those documents will go down. And with 3 players pushing back down to the war room, that should have allowed the Allies some room to take some territory. But doesn't look like they've done much. As I mentioned a minute ago, the 3 of them were out for a long spawn when Feta did go down to collect those docs. And we see Enigma almost charged with that Panzer, ready to light up anyone going down long. He spots 1. No one there. Panzer comes his way. And now we'll see Jin just rattle off the one-man shot, and we'll go down now for the flag. Allies have it. Jin falls with death, and the Axis side with long spawn as he goes down there. I assume someone's going to help him. And with the Novik picks him up, and with the docs carried and no one else to help Askajan, he is with 9 health and no friends. He's in trouble. Hasn't given that Axis player who's just watched him go away. Allies cap that forward bunker. He has 9 bullets to deal with Mouse, and Mouse puts a grenade in his face. Malman coming up up the long way now. We're running low on time for the Swedes and Norwegian and Belgian of KiH as they will make their way through. It's Mouse is the one player in enemy territory who you just always felt could have gone on to be a pro in any game. He had just that much raw talent that he was too good. Just quite simply too good. he was just unfortunate that the game he went to the top in was not one that had giant checks, because he really had all the capability to go to the top of the esports ladder, if you will. Mal's now waiting at the top back for someone to come up the back. Panzer's going to come in from Enigma. Dispatches of Sill. Grenade from Malman. Downs Malman. Sorry, grenade from Silent. Downs Malman. And Mal's will now wait on reinforcements coming up the back. And Silent will take 3 of those kills, but it was a sandwich of 3 Axis MP40s that really did the damage. And we will see now the Axis claim that 4th bunker. And with only a minute to go, this is not looking good for KiH. This Wolf defense, up the back in particular, they've created so many crossfires going in that back route that there just has not been, despite 2 document grabs for KiH, there hasn't really been much of a hole in the Axis defense. It will be 30 seconds left to go. Allies do now have the forward bunker, but Zerem Sniper is possibly the best way to get through that back defensively, get him into a position, but at the top of these rear stairs, this is where you got to break down Wolf. This is where the Panzer needs to be. And there it is. It falls short once again, hitting the front of that wall. Grenade's going to be dropped down, and Malman will fall victim to Silent. 2 KiH players going in, only 12 seconds left to go, and it takes a longer than that to move those docks. So, map number 1 will go the way of Wolf here in this bracket quarter final. We've got 2 matches coming your way today, and then 2 matches coming your way today, and then the finals tomorrow. We're going to do both the both the European and North American finals tomorrow. So you can watch to your heart's content. We'll have 2 matches both days. And I have to say, very grateful to Homie for constantly pinging me and letting me know what's going on and what comes next. Oh wait, we are going to play ABBA on one map. I thought somewhere I read that it was not ABBA on each map. Looks like we're going to get another round of beach. Great. Anyway. My apologies. We have, I think RTCW and to the extent ET is being kept alive by, a core group of, let's say, 10-ish people who just refuse to let the dream of this game die, and you have to thank them all. The whole team that have put this QuakeCon together, have managed to bring back this iconic brand and this iconic game for us to enjoy once again. Great job to them all for getting us here. We're going live again. So used to shoutcasting this game with audio and having to count down so Wolf TV could sync that it just seems weird to do it in a video stream and not go 3, 2, 1 fight. But hey, technology has evolved some 19 years later. Askajan, watching his beloved teammates Fetter on Osmosis get swept away by the artillery support on the main door, and they will move through. Askajan with that sniper spying his opposite number, who also has him as well, and he picks off David. Now he's looking for more. Now Unchallenged will cover that dynamite and wait for another Axis head to pop up. Double dynamites down for the... We're going to keep calling them Swedes. Sorry, Zerem and Sil, I know that you are not Swedes, but you're adopted Swedes. I know Swedish people, and they will be honored to have you in their nation. Aussie pushes in, collects that first flag, and it's Jin that's going to try and stop them, but gets better, follows up, but gets it right in time for an allied spawn, and they're going to try and push on now quickly. Allies had Axis had a similar spawn time, and up came the Panzer, and down went KiH as Wolf and Enigma helped themselves to 2 frags, and that could allow the Axis to push in and get that flag again, but they have not done that. Perhaps I was misaligned on spawn times, as we wait to see. This Wolf crossfire on the top has been perfect. Oh, one player just pokes his head out holding on. It was Sil holding onto that flag, and the moment he poked his head out, there were 3 MP40s trained on him, and you can just see the run through the trenches is far from easy. Zerem sniper rifle is actually a great idea, I think, at this moment in time. I think that's the lesson that KiH will have had to have learned from the first one, which is they've got to take out that upper base area, and Zerem and his sniper may be the only way to do it. Aussie going to charge up through short, as he Wolf dispatches Silent, and a grenade from David will get him, and this is Zerem. Let's see what... Oh, we lost him. We're momentarily excited to see Zerem. Allies for spawn, Panzer up from Enigma, and one of the Panzer is spawning back on the beach to move up. Let's see, Enigma is on board, looking for those coming from Long. And we'll peel off one shot. No, he won't. He'll miss his shot. And now we'll go hammer to hammer with his opposite number. Sill gets the Thompson frag on him to help him out. Malman is going to get down as he goes up long by Maus. Belgian to Belgian, Sill will take it, and Feta is going to make his way down, and the KiH side are moving towards the documents. This has been a much cleaner attack from them as they go through, and I'm pretty sure Feta had a friend on those short stairs as he goes through. Askadun and Sill, though, down by Enigma's Panzer, and Aussie is in trouble as the two Swedes make their way. I think Feta wants to get out of there whilst Aussie is holding himself back. Axis have claimed that fourth bunker. Feta's going to go 1-on-2 here. Gets the first, but is not going to get the second. In fact, it was the third behind him. And the Axis have reclaimed those documents of Feta caught between a rock and a very Belgian place. As David now will hold on to this flag. And it's perfect from Wolf. Both times on their defense now, we've seen them just sit and wait. You take the documents, great, we'll push forward, take that flag, we'll buy a minute off you, and then we'll go downstairs and we'll sandwich you out from those documents. And it has worked time and time again, and there is seemingly no hope. Jin just tracking Aussie to his death, first in the trenches and then down in the tunnels, and now we'll move through. He's going to get pushed out by these two allied medics. There was a second Axis player there, and he's still around. As Aussie will go through. Neither of these two allied players, Aussie and Feta, who both made their way short last time to get these documents, neither of them have any ammo to play with. And Aussie's not going to get past them. Feta is alive. His grenade will take down one for spawn, and Silent will then plunge him off. Aussie alive. Can he get the revive train going? No, he can't. And he's just going to run for his life, possibly with a grenade. I forget whether he tossed his one already. I think he dropped it in spawn, and he's going to pull Silent out of position and chase him down. But Aussie has no health and no friends. As Aussie will run for his life, and will get no further as the document will be returned. And now we see two more allies making their way down. Malman is going to get elsewhere onto Silent. Allies do have those documents, and they do have Wolf pulled in many different directions for the first time. The Wolf side self-kill, regroup. Nova, the only one who didn't. They pick him out, he's in trouble, but he pulls back, and we have documents in the hands of Malman, and we do have ammo in the hands of those KiH medics. So there's an opportunity now, as they will trade those documents over to a medic, and they're going to take it up long? No, they're going to sit. And they'll move and wait with Sill, and up the back stairwell they will go, and we'll see Malman now lead the charge. Elsewhere, Wolf have 2 frags, and make that 3 frags going onto the board, but the allied side are pushing through. As you can hear Thompson fire in the radio room. Who is it that's there? It's Anskadrin who's there. Can't see the document carrier just yet, but you've got 3 Axis left up and a self-kill coming in, so the Wolf side are back up and at them. And the Panzer is there. Zerem's one man takes down Jin for spawn, as he will now follow up with a grenade. You assume that the dock carrier is who I think was Sill, is coming up that back stairs. Zerem is waiting, set on top of the radio is Silent. We've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, which is about to become a factor. Sill not going long, now going to make his way up short, waiting for the all clear. Malman picking up frags on there. There is still that one man who was on the radio. Sill's grenade falls short, and he's alerted the Axis to his presence. Oh, and he's just him down. But Enigma's wiped out 2 players, but Wolf have a hell of a lot more who are able to clean up that mess. And the Panzer... I'm not sure who fired that Panzer, but Feta is going down towards those documents. The trick specialist that Feta always was will toss a nade back and has to have done some damage. He's only got 6 points of health himself, but 20 bullets to get himself out of trouble. 1 minute and 50. The clock ticks louder and louder. Double nades coming in, and Feta is going to get himself the kill onto Enigma, but as Enigma tapped out so quickly, I think Axis spawn was right there. Feta is waiting on someone to come towards him. Oh, he knows there's a second. He knows there's someone there. Feta with 13 bullets going head-to-head with his opposite number. Oh, he's got him caught behind, but there are now 2 Axis players there as Feta almost unleashed. Second opportunity for Feta will not get past Jin, and in the end, he and Nova sandwiched out the Swede. David will fly down, collect that flag if he can. Struck by a sniper from somewhere. on the Allied side have been pushed all the way back, and this is beginning to look like a full hold for the Wolf side. 53 seconds left to go. We have objectives picked up again. One of the Allied players was trying to get in. David's wrapped himself up a triple frag elsewhere, and so there aren't going to be many allies left to help poor Aussie, who is sitting in the war room waiting. Going to open up onto the first player. The second player is Jin, and he gets them both. Nice work from Aussie as he'll make his way up short. He's only got 24 seconds left to go. Full complement of health and 17 bullets. And an Axis on his tail. Aussie's got to go. One in front, one behind. That's 3 kills for Aussie now. He's making his way up. What a run. Can he make it all the way? You bet he can. Aussie single-handedly sets the time. It's not a great one, but it'll do. 7:47 for KiH. And rolling back the years is dear Aussie there as he picks off 2 in the war room. He had a player on his tail, and he dispatched of whoever it was on that stairwell. Nicely done from KiH in the end, but that Wolf defense was solid, and this is a time that they should feel like they can beat. But we'll see, as we have one more round on beach to go. Having not cast, well, I did cast once this year. I casted a Call of Duty 4 tournament some months ago. But having not casted in a long time, you forget that it does kind of hurt your voice as you're yelling and talking non-stop. This is not a pain-free task. That, or I'm just getting old, which is, I think, a common point that I will run through this stream as. I know. I assume, chat, when you look at this, that there's just a huge element of nostalgia that makes me feel, at least me feel, incredibly old. As think, wow, this game was around when I was a spotty teenager, and it became such a part of at least my life, and I'm assuming so many of those in chats, that to have that no longer be a part of it, and to now have it be back is a little emotional, guys. I feel like we should play a sad song, but we're not going to. We'll give Aussie the well played, who single-handedly dispatched that last one. We're waiting on 3 players from KiH. Either some insane Swedish tactics about to come up, or we're all so old that they've got to change their piss bags. Could be. Pansy says I'm weak. There's a minute delay on the stream. I'm going to guess that she's saying that because my voice hurts. Some of us don't do this every day, Lauren. Some of us are old, and we make PowerPoints for a living. Pansy, who, if you came from the RTCW world, may not have met, but the ET world know her well, has gone on to be one of the great casters in Europe over a whole variety of games now. And good news is, also, one of the casters who wasn't found out in the recent Me Too movement in esports, who was an absolute dick. Because it turns out, most of the first generation of esports casters were all pretty bad people. One famous RTCW caster included in that list. Oh, there's a Jolt 3 professional who's joined the chat. There is someone, if you were in the UK RTCW scene, that there is a server name that you will remember. I used to remember going on there and getting absolutely destroyed in the early days by nuke from one soldier on Salt. He always had a sniper rifle, and he'd just sit on the top of the Salt, and just it was not a pleasant experience. Whenever you could and then whenever you got semi good at the game and you could get to the top of the scoreboard, that was an achievement worth writing home about. Not that we all agree. We're underway again anyway, as I will stop waffling, and the KiH side a round down and with a time to defend against a Wolf team who on beach look pretty strong. KiH will look to buy time wherever they can. If you can hold off, kill and give an engineer before they get this wall down, that's 30 seconds you've added. There's one, as Malman does exactly that. Support fire may have given that body. The second one did. And there's no way, so second engineer's going in there in the shape of Silent. That dynamite will not go red. Will it? It fades away, and again, that just buys a little time, and for this Axis side, that's all they have to do. They need to buy 30 seconds after 30 seconds. That one in the end, Sill's artillery, a little too slow. Seawall might breach in the big place, but the door is the one they want, and they'll move on over. 6:48 here to go. As the snipers of KiH rain down. Astrogen is one. I assume Zerum is one as well. Yeah, double sniper from KiH. Zerum looking for who I assume is David on his other side. And, well, if David can pick him off. Oh, he can't. Let's not even finish that sentence. David dropped, and the snipers of the Axis side will be unopposed. Seawall breached on one side, but as the Allied engineers try once again, they will be held off. And this is a much stronger stage from KiH. Got it down to 6 minutes already without that door being breached. David's back up, and you can see his sniper fire going in. Another Allied dynamite shall fall. And if I were a Swedish fan, I'd be pretty happy. What do the Wolfenstein have? Because this certainly has been a map where they have looked very strong thus far. Zerum now rocking the Panzer. He's waiting for some to come through that seawall breach. Opposite Panzer rattles up against that wall. Malman with his MP40 does his damage. And KiH have themselves 2 kills, which I assume were revived. Trying to get aboard on David, who will be trying to guide through that team. But we're going to see a dynamite go in. No, support fire or artillery will do the damage onto Jin. And Nova is not an engineer. There's only Silent, the other engineer. And now we're down to 5 minutes and 20 seconds. And suddenly, from KiH's perspective, they'll be thinking this is a winnable map. Wolf definitely went into this round the favourites with a 7:47 time to beat. But if with every spawn that passes, the pendulum begins to swing. David rattling off shot after shot. Dynamite does finally go down on the other side, and David now has a job to protect, which he does very, very well. Alman dropped. Anything else left? Is that an Axis head he can see? No, it's a fading body. And Astrogen will get picked down. Definitely butchering Astrogen's name, by the way. I apologize for that. Kind of. Seawall breached, and the Allies are going to get that flag with about 4.5 minutes to play. And this is delicately poised. Must be said, the Wolf side on beach look far, far stronger, but that was a great first stage from KiH. Zerum's Panzer picks off one. Someone poked their head up the long stairwell before dancing back down. Aussie is there to keep guard. And it was David, maybe, who is now down. One-man Panzer coming in. Feder is on the wrong end of that. The Axis side lined up to fire onto the incoming Allied spawn, which is happening right about now. MP40 bullets rain into the trenches. Only three players escape out. Where were the other 3, you might ask? Great question. One's going to come through the seawall breach now. And Enigma's Panzer hits the netting and takes out Aussie, who is the reason we have a time right now. Allies not quite breaching through. We've got an Axis spawn coming up. Grenade from Zerum. Greets Silent as he makes it to the top of the stairs. Wolf have Mouse and Nova and Jin all now about to make their way up the back stairs. Waiting for them is Astrogen, who's picked off by a combination of the 3. And now those 3 will make their way down the back, but Allied fire is incoming. Zerum's Luger does the damage onto 1. Allies trying to get a revive chain going. There are 3 of them, but there's not going to be a lot in the way of ammo for them either. And we're going to lose 1 at the top of those stairwell as the Axis have moved in further and further looking for this kill. It's Sill against his opposite Belgium. Can they get away? Mouse versus Sill. A lieutenant coming in, but the Panzer from Zerum takes him down. And that's the important thing. With no ammo, this attack can go not too far. And Aussie's going to come up the back and try and shut it down as KiH look to re-establish positions on the top. Wolf with 2 kills. Axis self-kill coming in for a respawn, but Silent was trying to escape down the bottom stairwell and was cut down in his tracks by Ozzy, who just seems to be in the right place at the right time. And he is without ammo, though. On board with Zerum. Allied spawn. Zerum can get 2! No! Doesn't get either. Not sure how that happened. And will now nade down into the trenches where Mouse and Silent are waiting. And the two of them met with a hailstorm of grenades and MP40 fire. More players coming up to join Silent as he makes his way up the back. Hits an eye on 2 of them. Silent gets a double frag, but the Axis team were pushing out for a self-kill and to claim that flag. There's an allied respawn in 3, which if they don't get this flag will be pushed back. They did get it, and they are back up and at him. 4 players respawn in, and now we'll see KiH have to defend this next thing. Zerum does get the double frag this time. Askajan's grenade does as well to take down the 3rd, and we're running out of allied bodies, and they're running out of time. Askajan pushes forward to collect the flag now, and the Axis side sitting pretty. Someone going to try and make their way over towards the flag, but he is down. It's Enigma, and KiH push out. Will support fire onto an incoming allied respawn that is up in about 3 seconds. And, you see the Wolf side pushed further and further back, and there's a KiH respawn that will set themselves up nicely for this. A stray Panzer goes up into Axis spawn but does nothing. FFE down on the trenches, and we have 1 minute to play. Reminder that Wolf are 1 round to the good here. The Allies kept that forward bunker. Malman double support fire. Askajan with the MP40, and we are losing Belgians fast. Support fire takes down David, who was trying to make his way up the back stairs or ladder to get up onto the top. Jin and Enigma may be the last 2 who can do something for this Wolf team. And 20 seconds to go. The Axis side have made their way all the way down to the bottom. There's nothing left in this one. We're kind of into garbage time now. And KiH are going to level us up at a round apiece as we get ready to go on to map 2, which is Frostbite. We are going to take a momentary break. I tried to find a bunch of the old like ITG slogans that we had, but I could not find any of them. So we're really just playing what I've got on Spotify, which these days is a mixture of 80s music and other random crap. We're going to be right back in just a moment. Oh, no, it's going to play it on my phone, which was not the idea.
Prepare to fight. Dynamite flag.
Back just in the nick of time as we are ready to go one more time with KiH and Wolf. Map 2 is Frostbite, and we will see the Wolf side starting on the Allied team. Is there to be a Panzer rocketed up? There is. It's fired on up to the top and doesn't do anything as Malma goes through. Zerum misses as well, and the KiH side. Oh, just take out that engineer. Jin is going to try and finish off the dynamite. Is he? No! Askajan will take both grenades, both engineers out with his grenades. And no dynamite down on round 1. Pansy rightly pointing out that I'm not known for my production skills, so I'm glad you all enjoyed a blank screen during that brief intermission. Zerum this time, grenade and double panzer is picking off, and Wolf are struggling to break through the Axis spam as they go in. We're on board with Zerum, who is waiting for his moment to shine with that panzer. Waits to see a yellow glint of dynamite. Will toss a grenade. Oops. Cast his curse. See what he's got again. Second opportunity for Zerum now as he tosses on in. Oh! Misses them both! I bet he's far from happy that we're watching him right as he misses both of those grenades. Dynamite planted on the main door from the Wolf side. And KiH have set up to defend this flag. Let's take a look at the Wolf side. We're on board with Nova. Pans is going to be fired on up from Enigma. Takes down Aussie. And there's one Axis who's pushed behind, but isn't going to get anywhere there. And we see Nova pushing on in. Silent going to rattle up another Enigma going to rattle up another Panzer. Waiting to see the big Panzer kill that gets the fans excited, or at least this fan excited, as Malman is going to get dropped. We see one Allied engineer make his way past the support fire but get no further. He did get further, sorry, it was Silent, but in the end he's shut down point blank by Malman. Zerum rattles up a one-man onto Nova. KiH respawn. Allies coming up the stairs now to face Malman, but straight on the head. David's going nowhere.
Firing for effect.
Follow Jin. Panzer coming in from Enigma. We will have a second game after this, so fear not, RTCW fans. Aussie is falling back as the Allied side have pushed in. That Panzer winds away from Enigma, but will go no further. He's picked off, and Aussie seems to deal exclusively in headshots at the moment, has made his way through. And there's Zerum's Panzer avenging the death of Aussie through Mal. The Allied side have finally caught that upper complex. Can they hold it? Still has aspirations of pushing forward and grabbing it. Has a long spawn if he does do it now, though, and will decide against it. Drops back to rejoin his Axis buddies as they make their way into the next stage defense. On board with Mouse, who's going to take a look in Axis spawn, I think. Whine of the Panzer goes off from Enigma elsewhere. Dynamite planted on the service door. Mouse looks in Axis spawn where there is one. There's a second player there. I think half of Mouse's damage came from his teammate right behind him. And we've got KiH frags littering up the scoreboard now. I think it was 1 kill for 6 KiHs in return. What do Wolf have this time around? Waiting on that dynamite to blow as they will begin to make their way down the service door route. And Enigma hits another one-manner onto Osmosis or Aussie. Jin picks himself up. Well, in the end, it's still self-kill before Jin picked up that frag. But we'll toss in the grenade as it goes through. Axis set up on top of those documents. Here's Zerum with that Panzer, just gleefully hoping to see 2 or 3 Allied bodies come together. There's the shot from him. He will trade with Maus, and I'll tell you what, a one-man Panzer against Maus is always worth it. Shut him down at all costs. 4 players now making their way across that service door route towards the documents for the Allied side. Panzer fired on up from Enigma. Trades onto Feta, and the Allies have somehow got 4 or 5 players on top of those docks. Silent is the one who's going to run away with them, and KiH falling back towards the radio now because those docks are moving. Zera making sure no one's coming from behind. They are not, and Silent has the docks in the service room waiting to move them on towards the flag when he gets the all clear from Jin, who he takes a slice out of just for his troubles. Allied side covering every angle. Feta caught going up the stairs and going nowhere fast as they will move their way through. Switch on out here. 4 ally players run the gauntlet of that FFE. Is there anyone left? There's an Axis support fire coming out. There's a Panzerfaust that goes nowhere. The documents are down. The allies are coming back for them, and there's support fire left, right, and center. The documents lay prone on the floor. What a support fire from Malman! Cleans out 2 incoming ally players, but he can't go then to reclaim those documents. Axis players looking at it. Feta wants to reach out that big hand of his and grab those documents, but he can't. And now he's going to have to go one-on-one with Mouse and Silent to go there. It's the grenade of Silent that does the damage. There are 3 allied players on your screen going for them. Someone coming from behind. Mouse going up the stairwell. Is he going to get up there? No! Documents drop at the bottom of the stairwell. Can the Axis player get there? Zara misses his Panzer because Mouse wasn't even there. And now we're going to see Silent try to run those documents in. Objectives picked up, but they don't know about the support fire on top that's going to wipe them all out to Kingdom Come. And the documents may remain at the bottom of those stairwell. Finally, Feta is going to get that big old hand of his onto the documents, and the Axis will reset. Oh, what a run. 3:40 left to go on the clock. As KiH have also claimed that flag, so they will reset further forward, and the allies have to go for it. That was their moment. The Panzer from Enigma will go up, and Enigma hits off Aussie, and I think Aussie is probably pretty sick of Enigma's Panzer at the moment. Askajun and Feta pick up frag after frag. Sil goes in, and the allies find themselves pinned all the way back. This Wolf side in trouble. And they now have just 3 minutes left to set a time. We see Enigma fire it on up and towards the flag room. There's nothing there. What's he got left? Tosses up a grenade. I thought it was going to land right in the face of one of the KiH players, but not to be. Theron's Panzer dispatches of Silent, but from Wolf's perspective now, they were on the knife edge of what would have been a great time had they been able to set it, and now it's looking like a disastrous round for them. They can't get that flag. They can't seem to break down KiH. They can't get that flag. They can't hold that flag. Oh, Zerum wipes out his teammates right as they were going to grab that flag. I mean, there was an Axis spawn there, but did they all make it, I wonder? Allies pushing through. I don't know how many of the KiH players made that respawn. It was right on the buzzer. On board with Askajan and Zerum at spawn. Silence there. Certainly missing a few Axis bodies, but oh, Zara makes up for it with a plum! A triple man onto David, Jin and Enigma as they were making their way through the spawn. And talks of Zerum's demise have been greatly exaggerated, as they all lined up perfectly for him. And we'll stay on board with him as he makes his way across, as he trades shots. Enigma gets one, Zerum gets one. He will go down and picked off by Silent. Only 1 minute and 10 to go. The Wolf team need these docks. Silent is a lone wolf at the moment. Zerum with a double man takes down another 2 Wolf players. Still making his way through as Enigma tried to get himself over the spawn. This is starting to look more and more like a full hold. And Askajun will push out, collect that flag, and will probably condemn the Wolf side to a full hold in doing so. They did have their moment. They did have their chance, but in the end, KiH held off. And I'm pretty sure this was KiH's map pick. Homie can confirm. He did tell me. I just... Wait. I may be able to find out. He did not tell me. In Discord, I think he told me in chat. Anyway, thank you to Homie, who has kind of kept me sane along this whole journey back into casting this with his famed streaming config, and his much famed love of all things RTCW. If you are ever drunk/high/bored on a Friday night, you should watch all of the videos he creates. Don't limit yourself to Friday night, or being drunk/high/bored. You can do it at any time, but that's when I normally do it. Waiting on one player to ready up as we get ready to go on Frostbite once again. And 125 people have turned out for this walk down memory lane, and I thank you for joining us. Oh, homie's saying that Wolf picked Frostbite. So, I was wrong.
Prepare
But,
to fight.
having traded around on beach, all important that KiH can pick up at best a tie on this first round to set them up for that final. As we are ready to go one more time. KiH with the Panzer in the hand of... I thought I saw Sil with the Panzer, but I might have been wrong. It was Zerum, of course. Doesn't pick anyone up. David's support fire does dispatch of Feta. Dynamite planted on the main door, as we'll see Wolf go on through. Zarum's Panzer this time connects with David, and we'll see Jin replace the dead body as he makes his way through. Allies have somehow made their way all the way through and collected the documents. What on earth is going on? Askajin has them, and I don't think anyone knows where he is. I can't find him, that's for sure. There we go. Has the documents down in the warehouse beneath Axis spawn. Has 2 Axis on him, but in doing this, has just thrown a complete wrench, and that's allowed KiH to push all the way through. Must have made his way over that back wall, and has opened up this game now. KiH have the flag, they have the service door, and they have 8 minutes and 55 seconds to play with afterwards. This is a fantastic setup from them, and that diversion doing all the damage necessary. As Malman now makes his way up towards the Axis spawn route. There are 3-4 Allied players coming with him, and they're going to move them away. It's Feta that's got the documents. He's going back down the spawn route. I can't seem to catch up with him in spectator mode. Let's quickly click through as the Wolf side go over towards the flag. Where the bloody hell is it? There we go. Find Feta as he makes his way back down towards that first Axis Allied spawn. There will be Allied players here. There will be Axis players there waiting for him as he goes through the front door. One of them's got his back turned to him though, and Feta just races on in, and that is a ridiculous time from KiH as they have cleaned out, and that was, well, all over in an instant. What a time. It was 1 minute and 42 seconds, and that wasn't even their only document grab. And from what was a very tense and close first map on beach, and what was actually a defense that the KiH side could have been breached on by Wolf originally, blink and you miss it there. Great play from KiH. They will take that. Wolf now down 2-1. What do the Belgians have left in the tank? They are going to need to hold out this KiH side and then beat the time. There is probably a question in the back going, where did this all go wrong? This would normally be the time in between maps where we play some Eye of the Tiger or something, if you were watching many years ago, but today we're just going to fill that time with silence, or occasionally be waffling or being nostalgic, which, you know, all of the above are quite worthwhile. Enigma pointed out, maybe we forgot to do some tactics. Let's go one more time. KiH set a ridiculous time last time. Can they go one better? Panzer from Zerum doesn't connect with anyone. Feta, though, does make a ridiculous move forward. His support fire is picked off by David. And I seem to remember, I could be completely wrong, I seem to remember Feta was the king of trick jumping in RTCW. Which I was definitely not. Dynamite planted on the main door. Zerum's Panzer will help himself to one. So Ozzy's just two Thompson frags, which I don't think he should have had any right to do. He's going to get himself a third kill here, surely onto the Panzer. Yeah, it's Enigma that goes down, and Ozzy is playing like he's never stopped. Don't know what he does with his life. Actually, I've got him on LinkedIn. I know what he does with his life. Something IT sales. But I don't understand how he's playing so well after this long. Trading big Panzer blows, though. We've got 3 from Enigma and 2 from Zerum. And suddenly, we're down a lot of bodies on this map. Wolf side set up for this next stage defense. So he goes in. It's David who picks off his teammate. KiH will respawn in 5 seconds and have to start again. The dynamite will blow, and they just want to sit on top of that flag and hold it. Here we go. Next push from KiH. 3 going the service door route, some going through the courtyard as Zerum's grenade and Askergen's grenade will do the damage. Wolf feel okay though, to the point where Mouse is going to try and push out and grab that flag. He's got a 7-second spawn to do it as well, and he will collect, and the Axis side will push forward. Mouse is going to have to sandwich out if there were any Allied players left alive. There are. One of them is Feta. Feta with 2 Thompsons, and the double Panzer's gone off elsewhere as well. And KiH, despite losing that flag, are in an okay position here. Feta needs some bullets in his gun, but he can get himself out of harm's way. Axis side will have respawned a while ago. Feta's going to go back the long route. You'd think going through spawn, but no. He's going to drop down. He's got someone escorting him, and Feta will run those docks, and there's no one else you would want the docks in hand of in a race. As the Allied side respawn, they have control, do they, of the radio area. There's a double support fire coming in. Feta will run, and there'll be no Panzer on his tail, and KiH have taken the documents through in 2 minutes and 32 seconds, and this is a terrible, terrible map for Wolf. Let's just be real. This was not what the doctor ordered for them. This KiH side have found holes in this Wolf defense left, right, and center here on Frostbite. Wolf now have 2 minutes and 20 or so seconds to beat. Oh, their QuakeCon is ending. There are words I never thought I'd say again. Your QuakeCon is ending. I mean, QuakeCon was always the most special of tournaments. I don't quite know how to quantify it, but in all the years I casted, obviously I had a very soft spot for RTCW and DT, but even in the Quake tournaments, which I love to cast and play in, well, not play, love to cast, there was something magic about QuakeCon. You always got the biggest and the best tournaments at QuakeCon. You always got just matches that would go on and live on forever. It's hard to pinpoint what it is about a particular tournament that can make something so special, but QuakeCon is that event. And I'm glad that the team were able to keep it alive from home. And let us go and enjoy this one more time. And that's what enabled RTCW to get back on stage. Anyway, 2 minutes 28 to play. Enigma in that Panzer will fire on up, and he has, although he did land a 3-man earlier, he has not had the best of luck with that Panzer in this game. His grenade almost got him in a sticky situation there, but he's charged up and ready to go with the Panzer onto the roof one more time, unless Zerum can stop him. Zerum launches out, drops a 2-man Panzer. Axis side about to respawn. Now may not be the time to fire off that rocket, as Sil and Osmosis will sit on the top. Dynamite planted, support fire tossed out by Ozzy as he waits on incoming Allied players. 1:52, the clock already loud, already in the head of these Wolf players. They need to beat this time, or their game is over. Zaren will pick himself up a Panther, bounced onto one. Now the Wolf side have one player on top of the on top of the stairwell, but he's not going to get picked up. And the Axis Engineer actually pushed out and defused the dynamite. It was Askajan just really putting salt in the Allied wounds. And this is just beautiful, beautiful play from KiH, almost arrogant in a good way, as they continue to hold off this Wolf assault. Good game called by Nova. I think he knows his race is run, and this will be the end for Silent, Nova, Jin, Mouse, Enigma, and David, and their spectators. Don't know why they're spectators, but because they just didn't want to be separated, I guess. Axis side have held on here. No allied players will be allowed up the back. That's where Feta made his way through last time. 30 seconds left to go. One allied engineer in the shape of Jin had pushed on and had moved through, but not to be for him. We'll now see KiH move through the motions and go on to the next round. Who will they meet in the next round? That is a question for not me, homie. Okay. Any feedback on the stream now that we've got in between matches would be great. We're going to turn the gunshot volume down based off Karaigu's format. When I loaded Discord and saw Karaigu's name, that was one I hadn't seen in a long time. Just brought back vicious memories of, I think, him playing for Helix on Village and absolutely destroying whichever team I was playing for at the time. It was a blast from the past. And we're going to try and change to remove these black bars from the side. If anyone's got any more